Raiders, Chiefs. Me and Sean, my friend Sean Stiggers, went to the game. I was pumped. Fair weather. It was a warm day. No Marcus Peters. Um, Cooper was gonna play. Got Crabtree back. Um, Chiefs lost four straight. Raiders won two in a row. I was feeling really big about bringing that broom out, sweeping the Chiefs today. I really felt good, but I always knew, playing Kansas City's tough, and winning in Arrowhead is not easy. It's not easy at all. And I figure if, maybe we're going to lose, maybe lose by like the last, field goal at the end, or, you know, maybe an interception at the end by one score or something like that. I didn't even think that'd be possible. I thought for sure we'd win, just the way the circumstances were and everything. Raiders came out in the first half and they just laid a goose egg. Their offense couldn't move the ball. I mean, it moved it a little bit. Lynch got a big run, and then Carr threw this big pass. It was on the Chiefs' territory, and he just overthrew the guy. It's just he didn't even hit him right. And I knew the Carr of last year would have made that pass. Maybe he was just getting excited, and just kind of, overdid it. And then, later in the first half, I mean, our defense is holding the Chiefs to field goals except for one touchdown in the first half. And Carr, in our offense, again, getting ready to score in position. Maybe we can go into halftime, not down 16-0. Might have been like 13-7, or worst case scenario, it would have been a 16-7 score, right? But no, Carr is getting pressured. Take the sack. There's no way you can throw it out of bounds. Don't just, as a guy is about to come right at you, just taking you down. You don't just throw it. You know what I mean? But no, he's like, oh, I don't want a sack. I'm just gonna try to force it. Hope something good happens. You know what I mean? That when you do that, then you're not just being smart. You're just basically hoping for a miracle. You play like that, bad things are gonna happen. And yep, intercepted. Unbelievable. So again, we left points off on the board. We left them on the field. Didn't get any. So the Chiefs went down, got a field goal. Went down 16-0 at halftime. Then it was 19-0, and then the Chiefs got a touchdown, 26-0. I'm just like, you gotta be kidding me. This is disgusting. And then finally, the fourth quarter, we show life. We're getting points on the board. And then with like 8 minutes to go, we couldn't even get off the field on third down on defense. And I know why. It's because the defense has been on the field all day. So, Chiefs were able to get more of the clock off. We got scored on onside kick. We made it 26-14. And again, a little more of these short passes. Not throwing downfield. You got to get that ball downfield quick. And towards the end there, I would have kicked the field goal. Just throw me a little short pass there, call timeout, kick the field goal. Then you have an 8-point game. You have a chance to at least tie it, try to force overtime. Again, I just don't like how Jack Del Rio did things. Raiders lost. We had a golden opportunity. All we had to do was take care of business, beat the Chiefs, split with Dallas and Philly, beat the Chargers. We win the division. Now, we're not going to win this division. I mean, there's still a chance we can win the division, but it's very small. Let me tell you what would have to happen for the Raiders to win the division. They have to win out. Chargers would have to beat the Chiefs. Then last game of the year, the Chiefs would have to lose to the Broncos, and the Raiders would beat the Chargers. That's the only way in which the Raiders could still win the West. It'd be like, it's like throwing a Hail Mary the last second of the game. You're like on your own 40, 30-yard line, just throwing up a prayer. That's basically the chances of that happening. I don't think it's going to happen. I think, whoever's going to win this next week, I think Kansas City has a weaker schedule. Kansas City's home. I think the odds of Kansas City winning the West are pretty good. But Chargers are hot right now, so it's going to be interesting to see how Kansas City does against the Chargers next week. But Chiefs, they played like the way they played the first 5 weeks of the year. Chiefs kicked our butt. I don't have any excuses. Chiefs beat the Raiders, and they beat them good. We're lucky we even made it come back into this game. We should have probably lost like 40-14 or 40-7 or 40-0. Chiefs dropped 2 easy touchdown passes. One was by Kelsey, so Should have been worse out there. But, I'm just glad that we didn't give up. We didn't quit. That's what I like about Derek Carr. As long as he's there, we're not going to quit. We're not going to just, tank or whatever. There will be no tanking while he's there. Which, that's why I respect my quarterback. I love my quarterback. He's my favorite player. Despite his struggles today, he still is my favorite player. For two reasons, one, he's a brother in Christ. He's a strong Christian. And two, look at last year, man. He put the team on his back and won all kinds of fourth quarter games. So I know he's a franchise quarterback. And, Sean, he was making that video. I was walking with him, and he's like, I want Carr to be my franchise quarterback. I don't know. It's like, come on, Sean. He is a franchise quarterback. Did you not see last season? Did you not see his this guy has grit. So it's not Carr. Carr didn't play. He's not playing as well as he did last year. Yes, I'll admit that much. But a lot of it is Carr's the quarterback. He just has to look downfield, make smart decisions, right? And get his team fired up. But other than that, he's not calling the plays out there. Derek Carr is not the play caller. He's not like a Peyton Manning where he can just change plays to the line of scrimmage and be like the offensive coordinator out there and a quarterback at the same time. Only Peyton Manning was able to do that, really. But it's disappointing knowing the fact that the Raiders laid a goose egg on offense. I mean, the story going into this year was, and I'll be admitted, going to the end of last year, I wanted to get rid of Musgraves because I thought at times he was way too conservative and way too predictable. But the offense was still at least good. It was a top 10 offense. But I was only going to get rid of Musgraves if I knew I could get like a Norv Turner, like someone better. If I knew I couldn't get someone better at the time, I would keep Musgraves because he did a good. He got us a top 10 offense. Like instances that when he made me frustrating was when we played in Kansas City last year. If we would have kept running the ball in that bad weather game, we would have won, I think. At least had a real good shot at winning at the end. But we didn't. We kept trying to throw the ball. It just wasn't really smart. But Del Rio, he's supposed to be a defensive-minded head coach. He couldn't bring the guy he had in Jacksonville, who used to be the former Atlanta's head coach. So then he goes, I'm just going to get some, inexperienced defensive coordinator, in Norton Jr. And he thinks, maybe I can groom him. And of course, he knew it wasn't going to work. Last year, he should have fired Ken Norton Jr. He should have had him fired in the offseason. But did he? No, he didn't. He didn't fire him, did he? No, he didn't. So, what happened? Let me tell you what happened. Yeah, that's right. Well, so he hires John Pagano, and instead of firing Ken Norton Jr., I'm just going to have him on a tight leash. I'm going to get rid of Bill Musgraves because the only reason why I could think Del Rio got rid of Bill Musgraves was because for some reason they didn't get along. Because he fired him back after 1 year when he was a head coach in Jacksonville. It's like if you knew that guy didn't work out then after a year, why would you even hire him on your staff? It makes no sense. But he fired the wrong guy. He fired Musgraves and he kept Norton. Big mistake. That's why I think the only reason you could fire Del Rio because of a move like that. But the only way I'd fire Del Rio is if we hire John Gruden. Because John Gruden's an offensive mastermind. He has Derek Carr and that weapons. Raiders would be a Super Bowl contender next year. I don't care what anyone says. I know we could be that good. I think we just took 2 steps backwards this year because we got a guy who doesn't know how to. He's not a great play caller. He doesn't know how to move. A lot of coaching is like playing chess. It's moving your pieces around. Seeing the weaknesses, attacking the weak links, and just moving your pieces around for the best strategy possible. It's a lot of what football is. It's a strategy game. But this guy doesn't know what he's doing. Todd Downing. This guy's got to go. So, if we're not able to get John Gruden right now, I'm thinking Del Rio will get 1 more year. Because I do like Del Rio. I like the fact he's a player's coach. But the only way I'd get rid of him is if I know I can get someone a lot better. But, like I said, if I can't get Gruden, I want to get Del Rio 1 more year. And I want Del Rio to go get a freaking offensive coordinator that knows what he's doing. Then you could say if Derek Carr's not a franchise quarterback or whatever, because then Carr wouldn't have any excuses if he had a good play caller, now would he? No, but he doesn't. He has a terrible play caller this year. So I mean, we're just keeping him in the pocket. We need to move him around like Alex Smith. I think Derek Carr is just as mobile or close to being mobile as Alex Smith, and we're not letting him move around. Oh, he's gonna get hurt. No, when there's no one open and he needs to move around, go scramble, pick up some yards like Rich Gannon. Again, this type of over cautious protective crap is just not it's not good. It's not good football. And just getting a coordinator when it's like Deion Sanders, going into the Raider Chief game in Week 7, the game where we did beat the Chiefs. He's like, you're supposed to be a Super Bowl contender this year, and you fire your good offensive coordinator for a guy who's just a quarterback's coach, and you're supposed to be a Super Bowl contender. Super Bowl contender don't do that. That's all Del Rio's fault there, big time. Now, so the Raiders will still have it. Now, I don't expect the Raiders to win the division. I think whoever wins this next week, But see, even if the Chargers do beat the Chiefs, Chargers are going to have to beat the Raiders as well to win the division. So I think right now, Kansas City being home again. I think Kansas City is going to win the West again. And the Raiders still have a shot at a wild card. Looking at these teams in the next games, Baltimore, if they lose to Pittsburgh tonight, like I think they will, they go to Cleveland next week. Cleveland should have won today. Cleveland is going to be just eating it for a win. They're going to try to get that one win, and I hope that one win is against Baltimore because it's in Cleveland. Josh Gordon, he's looking good right now. Josh Gordon has a good year, finishing, strong. I would love to see the Raiders pick him up. I think he's a free agent next year. He might be, but hopefully Cleveland can beat Baltimore. I think they're going to give him a game. But again, we'll see what happens. Yeah, but then in Baltimore they also play Cincinnati, and then there was another third team in there. It's not a good team, I don't think. And then Buffalo, they got to play New England and play Miami twice. They got Miami next week, New England, and then Miami. Well, we all know Buffalo ain't beating New England. So if they beat Miami twice, they would go 9-7. If Miami could win one, they could make Buffalo 8-8. So there's a chance I think Buffalo could go 8-8, maybe losing 2 of the 3 games. But if they sweep Miami, which again that's a decent chance, it's kind of 50-50 right now. And then you got I think Jacksonville, their division, their schedule looks decent. And then Tennessee, I think, have a tougher schedule because they play the Niners, which Jimmy Garoppolo, and he played well. And they still got to play Jacksonville at the end of the year, and then they got to play. It's another decent, tough team in there. But again, the only way I can see the Raiders getting the wild card, we have to win out. We need probably the Dolphins to beat the Bills once. And we need Tennessee to take a dive and go 9-7, because we have the tiebreaker over Tennessee. That's what you would have to hope for, and hope either Baltimore or the Bills go 8-8. So Baltimore or the Bills can go 8-8. The Raiders can win out. We can get the last wild card, 9-7. But again, I don't see it happening. For one, the Raiders have to control their own destiny, which, I have faith in my team, don't get me wrong. I just don't have faith in Todd Downing. I just don't think the offense is going to be good enough on X's and O's to win out. I think, going back home in Oakland next week, could win against Dallas. I just don't think we're going to beat Philly in Philly on Christmas. And then you got the Chargers, a winnable game there. It's going to be a good battle, good fight, good divisional game. But right now I'm just thinking the Raiders are going to probably go 7-9 or 8-8. I hope I'm wrong. I'm a diehard Raider fan, but at the same time, just seeing my team play today, it doesn't make me feel good. Now, if offense would have played decent, defense would have played decent, and lost by last second field goal or something like that, and the offense was doing well this year, I would have hope. But the offense is it's regressed. And as far as I'm concerned, the Raiders are on life support to make the playoffs. If I was a betting man, I would say we're not going to get in. I would say maybe the Chargers and Chiefs both get in, and maybe Tennessee or Baltimore gets the wild card. I don't know. We'll see. But there's still 3 weeks left of football. I kept saying that when Sean was doing his video, and there's still 3 weeks of football. Anything can happen. Miracles can happen. Maybe we can somehow, some way get in. Just getting in the tournament could give you a chance, but I think it's preparing for next season. Try to go out strong and look for the next year. But of course, the more logical thing would be to tank the year, lose your next 3, go 6-10, get a good draft pick. But Raiders are not the type of team we're just going to tank. Derek Carr's not made that way. Again, we're on life support, 1 loss away from being eliminated from the playoffs. It doesn't look good. We need help. Hopefully we can get it and we can take care of business. It's just the way Todd Downing's calling plays. I don't feel good. I don't feel good at all, and it's a disappointment. So I'm just gonna let these 3 weeks play out, and if we don't make it, I'll be doing another season review, and I'll be interested to see who the Raiders next. What the Raiders end up doing. Do they get stupid and keep Todd Downing, or do they get an offensive coordinator and be a good one and find out who that is? Or does Del Rio get fired and they get a new head coach? Again, I'll be interested to see what happens. But other than that, let's just see what happens these last 3 weeks. Raiders could somehow win these final 3, get some help. I'd love to play Kansas City again in the playoffs. But we'll find out. All right. Go Raiders. Let's bounce back. Beat the Cowboys.